how beneficial is it to have not just a promotional team that clearly believe in you, but a trainer in Adam Booth? Because even after the only defeat of your pro career, he always resolutely stuck by you, still said you were the most talented fighter he'd ever worked with.
I think he's seen what went on in the background of that late in that fight week. He actually said to me, like, and I knew. He says if previously it weren't all the stuff what happened where we had to pull out because of illness, he said I would have pulled you out because there's no way you were fighting and that, no way you were making it through 12 rounds. He says you barely slept. You were walking on like different places in the hotel because obviously it was locked down. So I was just up in the hotel and I was drinking, trying to put myself to sleep. It was fucking crazy, mate, to get through that period. And look back, I think to myself, what was I stressing? I wasn't stressing about the fight because I'm not bothered about fighting anyone. It was stressing about winning and how important it was for me to win. And that's what brought all the other aspects, the hypochondria and I'm getting ill and now it's just like, fucking hell, I've took a loss and I'm in the best position I've ever been in my career. So it just puts things into perspective. Like, things are meant to happen for certain reasons. That showed us ugly head there for me to be able to deal with, go away, sort it out. And now I'm back stronger, better, and I've got a better mindset. And the mindset's going to take us to a world title.
Well, talking of that world title, current WBO champion is, of course, Tim Tszyu at your weight. I know it's a fight you've talked about and it's a fight you'd like. Yeah. Is there any kind of progress on that score?
Not at the moment, bro. Not at the moment. I feel as though there's talks of Spence and Crawford going to 154. There's talks of Tim Tszyu fighting one of them. I'm not too sure, but whilst all that's getting talked about, I'm still at WBO #1 position, so it's good. It's good to be there, still there. And obviously, there's big domestic fights out there to be had as well. So it's a nice position to be in. Get this guy, never overlook a guy in boxing. Get this guy done, and then we look into 2024. It's going to be a huge year. We've got loads of choices, bro.
And with that in mind, what do you make of Tim Tszyu as a fighter? It seems to have, like yourself, progressed a lot over the last couple of years.
He's strong. He's relentless. He can punch. Obviously, I've seen him. I think he's been put down once in his career. He's good, very good at the basics, and he does them really well. And he's got great balance. Obviously, he can punch. So that's he's got. You can see when he gets in the ring, he's got that self-belief of like, right, I'm taking you out. I'm only going to beat so many rounds. I want to get you out. So it'd be good to put yourself up against someone like that and test my belief and saying like, if I don't want to be hit, I'm going to disappear for 12 rounds. So try and catch me. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be good.
And the last person you fought with that kind of mentality and that skill set, albeit at a lower level, was David Avanesian. I say a lower level, I don't know actually. Avanesian, Tim Tszyu might not be that big big favourite fight, but either way, is that one of the reasons why you relish it? The opportunity to go up against that again and show that it wasn't you that night.
Yeah, I feel like I put them doubters, a lot of doubters, to sleep when I beat Troy because of Troy's. He was coming off the back of knocking Cheeseman out. He was really starting to beat Mason Cartwright in a good fight, and he was like relentless and he punched and he had all these attributes, and everyone was like, this is just going to walk through you. And the amount of comments I look back on now and I think these guys are crazy. You know, when you look back and you're like, that is really well. It was one of them. And so it's like it's similar to that. I feel as though I put a lot of doubters to sleep in that fight, but there's always going to be naysayers and they can't forget this, can't forget that. But it's truly, mate, I only really listen to the people who I've got rounders and the people who I value the opinions of. Do you know what I mean? I don't really listen to too many people's opinions. Everyone's got one nowadays. So.
And you talked about big domestic fights. Conor Benn's obviously someone you've been linked with over the years many times. And they're talking about him fighting Chris Eubank Jr. finally in February. But I saw a tweet, I think it was yesterday, from Dan Raphael saying it's close to falling apart, the deal, because of Ben. He said a source told him it's because of Ben's demands money-wise. I don't know how much of that we can take for granted or who his source is, of course. But if that fight does fall apart, is that something you'd fancy still, a Conor Benn fight?
Yeah, I mean, I'd step in on Conor Benn, or I'd step in on Chris Eubank, 100%. Give me a chance, I'm stepping straight in to them fights. 1,000,000%. Me, I believe in myself and my capability. I believe I've operated at a higher level than Conor Benn has throughout his career. But and if you look on paper, it's there to be seen. But Chris has been tested, and that would be more of a fight I'd relish to be able to beat him. I think as well, coming off his wins, be more of a statement. But yeah, mate, like this boxing game it always has been, but it's been shaded by the world titles and stuff. But now it's becoming more evident, and it's all about money and eyes. How much money you can make, and how many eyes is on the sport. So that's how all these fights are getting made, in these sort of like circus fights are being made. So it's not. It's went away from the old school boxing where you had the Leonard, the Hearns, the Hagler, like the best fighting the best. And back in the day, Hearns could take a loss against, say, a Hagler and come back and fight someone else, Duran, and then everyone would still be rooting for them. They'd still be there. But nowadays, it's like you take a loss and no one wants to watch you, and then it's like, how much money can you make? And can he fight him? And can he go to heavyweight to fight him? And it's fucking mental. So you either jump on board and get along on this fucking crazy ride, or you either sit there and you go steal. So fuck it, I'm I'm in for everything, bro. Count me in for fucking everything.
And that includes, if it was Eubank, would you go up to 160? You'd be happy to do that?
Yeah.
Eat a bit more in camp.
Yeah. I probably do more. I'll probably get in the ring like well above that. So I used to get in the ring well above that at welterweight. Wow. I used to get in the ring at welterweight well above that. So I'll be comfortable at 160.
Well, I think it's right what you say, because you look at the Saudi show that was formally announced last night, and you've got all those major heavyweight fights, not a world title among them. You know, there's world titles on the undercard, but not a heavyweight in the main fights.
That's what I'm saying. You got Frank Warren now, Eddie. Do you know what I mean? And there's only one reason why they're working together. It's just apparent, bro. It's there to be seen. And like, yeah, Saudis obviously the place to put the boxing on now, because they've got the most pull, the most money as well. And it looks a great place to box, bro. I wouldn't mind getting over there and boxing. But like you said, yeah, there's heavyweights there, and all just names, and it's all just fantasy fights, and it's like it's great because people can put him up against him, and if he wins, and what about them? And it's just legitimate fights like Joshua Wilder and Usyk and Fury and different things like this. Them in the fight, really, if you think about it, if we got that over and done with, then the heavyweight division would not be quiet, but would be a little bit less. It's good the way not good, but it's the way they're promoting it makes it last a little bit longer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the people that win the other heavyweight fights on the undercard then can step up and fight a Joshua or Wilder later on. Yeah,
exactly, bro. You know the score, Dan. I think for people who's got no one eye in around boxing know what's going on, and you've got to appeal to the masses, and that's what this life's about.
Great stuff, Josh. Really appreciate your time. Best of luck, obviously, on the 16th of December, and let's catch up again after.